Oh, Sorento, Sorento. Kind of sounds like a song, doesn't it? Now, I'm not going to pretend like this is some little deuce coupe or a bitchin' Camaro, but it's still really nice. And for $36,000, you get a lot of features, one of them being this panoramic sunroof. Now, the thing about the sunroof is that it brings the headroom down, which makes this car feel a lot more compact than even some compact SUVs on the market. But when you stretch your arms out and really look around, I don't doubt the fact that most people are going to fit in the Sorento with no issue. And even though it has a third row and the second row is closer to the first than even I expected, I'm interested to see, will it fit the fam? I'm Mr. Bram. These are my 3 kids, and this is a 2020 Kia Sorento EX. Join us as we journey to find the perfect car to fit the fam. I want to thank Sands Kia in Surprise. They provided me the vehicle today. SandsKia.com. If you are looking for a new or used vehicle, go check them out. They've got cars and SUVs and vans. They've got the car that'll fit your fam. So in the Sorento, my original plan was to just put my 3 kids' car seats across this second row because the second row is the only row with top tethers. What I ended up doing was I wanted to have access to that third row, so I put my oldest child in her booster in the third row. Now, the idea was pretty plain and simple. I've got the Dionos. They're only 17.5 inches wide. They're the most narrow car seat you can buy on the market, so I figured they'd fit on the 60 side of this 60-40 split, no problem. Unfortunately, I was wrong. As you can see, they touch, so what ends up happening is this 40 side just can't fold easily forward or backward without having to severely manipulate my kids' car seats, which, as you know, once you're installed, you really can't move them around too much. So what I think I'm gonna end up doing is just putting all 3 of my kids' car seats just across the second row and leaving the third row down for now, unless I really need it, in which case I'll just have a kid climb in through the hatch in order to get up there. It's not ideal, but unfortunately, the way these seats are split, unless you only have 1 car seat, it's just not enough. Okay, so as you can see, with the infant seat in the second row of the Sorento, I fit right about where the B pillar is here, which for me is comfortable. The advantage is that I have this telescoping steering wheel. That means that the steering wheel can be pushed back towards the dashboard, gets it a little further away. Now that's standard in all the models of the Sorento, but this is the EX model, which has a few extra bells and whistles like a panoramic sunroof. And for me, the rails that run the sunroof is a little closer to my head than I like. Now, I was able to borrow a similar model to this for a road trip recently. It was about a 14-hour drive, and I didn't have any issue with headroom. But that was a straight drive. I only got in and out a couple times. On a day-to-day basis, when you're getting in and out 3, 4, 5 times a day, I feel like this roof rail is lower than it should be. Now, maybe it's just me because I have a tall torso, but I'd consider how easy it is to get in and out. Now, as for the passenger side, as you would expect, there's plenty of foot room and knee room. I have no problem feeling comfortable like I could stretch out for a long drive. But the issue becomes, what do you do with your arms? On the door, there's an armrest, but it's too far forward to really be comfortable, and it's kind of narrow. Then if you move your seat forward enough to make that comfortable, then your elbow barely reaches the center console. And so what ends up happening is you end up putting your hands in your lap like you're a child who just got told not to touch anything. It just feels awkward and uncomfortable, and I wish they could have done something about that. Now, this is a mid-size crossover, so as expected, it takes a step up to get in. But once in, my child had no issue sitting comfortably and buckling the unfortunately wobbly buckle. Now, the Sorento actually has a really neat new feature. After 3 seconds, it'll let you know it's opening up. as long as you're within about 20 inches of the back. And it'll expose about 11 cubic feet of space. Unfortunately, it's a flat load floor, and these seats recline just to be comfortable for the third row, which means that my stroller is really not going to work back here. The good news is you can just fold down that third row. You just got to pull on this guy here, it'll drop the headrest, and then you push. Gives you a total of 38 cubic feet of space to fit all of your stuff. Now, one concern is that there is vents for that third row and a knob to control the speed of the air. I worry about the durability if you use this cargo area a lot. You know, if I were to put some foldable chairs and they fell over, they'd pretty much land directly against that vent, and it could create an issue with it working in the future. Now, if you need more space, the Sorento has an even better option. It has these handles here for the second row that'll fold right down by itself as well. That allows for over 68 cubic feet of cargo space behind that first row. Just a good amount of space. Even if it isn't as high as a van, you can really get everything you need to in the Sorento. The Sorento is a great mid-size crossover. No, it's not as big as some of the domestics, but its comfort and features offset that tremendously. And the suspension, while not squishy, feels comfortable and confident when the road gets rough. And if you need it, you can always get the all-wheel drive version for snow. Now, anytime I get to drive the Sorento, I enjoy it. It's an excellent vehicle, especially if you only have 1 or 2 small children or a couple kids in boosters. But if you're looking for this for children that are all in car seats, you may want to look at something a little bit bigger or just opt to skip the third row. Hey, thank you so much for checking out Fit the Fam today. If this was helpful at all, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe icon right over here. And if you're continuing to shop, over here is a vehicle that's comparable to the one we just reviewed. Again, thank you so much. I'm very fortunate to be able to make videos for you, our Fit the Fam family. Have a good one.